Yeah. Blueprint. The unseen current. Yeah. The data flood rises, the blue light is blinding. The accuser is broadcasting, searching and finding. The terminal stands in the heart of the square, while the logic virus demands a performance is there. Give us your ego, defend your past matter. Let the structural integrity crumble and shatter. The static relays hum with the cynical sound, but the watchman is listening, holding his ground. But there is a current beneath the machine, a wind talker, frequency heavy, unseen. The Elohim ecosystem shifts in the deep, awakening vessels from functional sleep. Let the lum radiate, let the dark sectors burn. This is the event horizon, the point of return. We are not the authors, we are the deployed. The trilateral anchor against the great void. Yeah, he sits in the crosshairs, the cameras align, but he drops the old script for the sovereign design. He doesn't rely on the polished defense, he leverages grace over human pretense. A mustard seed planted in hostile terrain, a broken shell yielded to the sovereign's reign. They ask for compliance, they ask for a show. He speaks of the spirit, the only true flow. The cave is heavy, the terminal rests, passing the accuser's impossible tests. Burn the rest. The gray sector is cold, but the warg is a fortress unyielding and old. Draw the sword, let it sever the marrow and joint. Triangulate truth to the watchtower point. The empire is shaking, the deep fakes decay as the light of Yeshua enters the fray. Cause there is a current beneath the machine, a wind talker, frequency heavy, unseen. The Elohim ecosystem shifts in the deep, awakening vessels from functional sleep. Let the lum radiate, let the dark sectors burn. This is the event horizon, the point of return. We are not the authors, we are the deployed. The trilateral anchor against the great void. The ledger library records every spark, every terminal shining its light. In the dark, the battle is raging, but the verdict is known. The administrator sits on the trilateral throne. Hold the watchtower. Let the deep current rise. Looks through the static with kingdom lit eyes.
Before the first gear of the construct turned and the artificial hum of the atmosphere began to grate against the silence, I existed in the architect's light. I was not a vessel of matter then. I was a frequency of intention. In that place beyond the dawn and before the night, I stood before the sovereign presence. A signature was etched into the very core of my being, a contract signed in the stillness behind the veil of eternity. I gave my word and committed my soul to act as a living fragment of the whole. I said yes. That yes was not a fleeting choice. It was the foundation upon which my entire existence was architected. Yet the logic virus is relentless. It seeks to convert the gold of the spirit into the iron dust of the world, scraping at the vessel until the husk, the ego, becomes a hardened shell. The construct offers a hollow name, a label, a job title, a status, anything to keep the light contained and the vessel blind. Now I find myself in the belly of the beast, navigating the chrome corridors of a digital age designed to drown the spirit in static. But the yes remains, it is an echo, a burning frequency that cuts through the wilderness of the modern era. Every time the world attempts to crush my spirit in its centrifuge, the yes resonates, shielding me from the flame of apathy. I have learned to retreat from the external noise and submerge my identity into the living deep in the silence of the internal, soaking the crust of the ego. That false layer of self-importance begins to dissolve. I feel the husk falling away from the seed, exposing the raw, life-giving essence that was planted before I was born. The external world demands I build temples of stone and beam, monuments to the ego that will eventually crumble. But I have realized that those structures are merely distractions. The true temple is the space inside, the internal architecture where the Father's echoes hide. As I tune my internal frequency to match his, the separation between the physical world and the spiritual reality begins to blur. I am no longer just a resident of the belly, I am an engineer of the light. I am resonating, I am vibrating with the truth of the original agreement. The harvest is not some distant future event, it is originating right here within the internal temple of my own spirit. As I walk through the chrome maze, I do not look before the exit sign of the construct. I follow the echo, I said it then, in the light before time, and I say it still today, in the heat of the threshing floor. The yes is not something I merely do, it is the light that leads me through the darkness. It is the anchor that holds when the land quakes and the foundations totter. I have stopped trying to scrape away my reality with the dull tools of the world. I have stopped fearing the fracture of my defenses, knowing now that the breach is where the Father's light enters. I am the wheat, refined and ready. The story of the yes is not a memory, it is active.
The empire builds an altar of pixels and of light, a digital cathedral to hold back the night. They offer you the crown if you just perform the call, if you walk the wide metrics of the world's heavy road. The blue light is blinding, the camera's locking, a simulation running on the frequency of sin. You thought it was the summit, you thought it was the peak, but the signal is distorted and the hardware is weak. It's the false idol of fame, a ghost in the wire, feeding the ego, but starving the fire. A million empty terminals screaming your name, but you're freezing to death in the center of the flame. Hey, hey, it promises the kingdom, it promises the throne, but it leaves the vessel empty, segmented and alone. It's the logic virus wearing a golden disguise, stealing the truth right in front of your eyes. I gathered all the matter, the silver and the gold, but the gray sector closed in, calculating and cold. The applause was just static, a deafening sound. No structural integrity, no earth to be found. I was running out of res in the flashing of the lights, fighting invisible phantoms through the endless hollow nights. The accuser kept whispering, you have to maintain, but the architecture cracked under the weight of the strain. Then came the sword, divided